facing the police every single day. Hey, Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I got to make a comment on this before I read it, and actually I don't have to read it because there's hardly nothing there. But this is more bullshit indoctrination propaganda from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. Charlotte County Public Schools safety drills every school, every month. Oh my fucking God. You can look this up yourself, and if you have kids, you already know. This is freaking kids out that their school is a target. And you want to know what? Actually, it is a target. When you make a place a gun-free zone, I'm 54. I didn't grow up with gun-free zones. We were hunters. We had freaking guns in the back of the cab because we'd go hunting after we were done with school. So this is absolute bullshit. This is indoctrination propaganda. You're freaking the kids out. One way it's an indoctrination propaganda. Two is that you're making the kids think that the Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL is a savior, the Nazi himself. Bullshit, man. Are you fucking kidding me? Now we got cops in schools, dogs in schools. They're busting kids in school. They're sniffing kids in school, sniffing their bags in school, sniffing their lockers in school. I've heard they got the dog in the goddamn parking lot sniffing cars. This is indoctrination propaganda, a pipeline to prison. They're not even going to know the difference when they go to prison. They're going to be like, shit, this is just like high school, grade school, whatever. This is fucked up. We are freaking the kids out. Wake the hell up. This is exactly the kind of shit that fucking socialist, fascist, communist countries do. God damn it, people. Look it up, man. This is freaking kids out. You remember what our founding father says? Fight for freedom, God damn it. Just don't sit there. Look what they did. They died for your freedom, asswipe. You're a frog in a pot that's boiling. Get the hell out and help out.
The images are now familiar. School children, hands in the air. Parents rushing to find their child after a school shooting. Officials have responded with a national push to address security.
Sit close together,
including the extensive use of school lockdowns.
Red zone, what's that?
It's where you go in the back room and then you stay quiet just in case someone's trying to like get you.
A Washington Post investigation found more than 4 million kids lived through a lockdown in the past year, a number substantially bigger than those on campus during actual school shootings. But the investigation found many children suffer trauma even when it's just a lockdown.
It is very jarring to them. They don't know it's coming. It's certainly very, very scary at the time, and this leads to many children and teens having reactions that include all forms of anxiety.
You got it.
For Father Andrew Donaldson, whose 6-year-old son has only practiced the drills, it's a sobering reality.
Did you know your 6-year-old son was doing these active shooter drills?
Active shooter? No. I was very shocked. The fact that you could see what an impact it's had on him and the fact that he's that conscious to the fact that, they're afraid, they're concerned. There's fear going on in a classroom environment.
Security breach!
While schools across the country continue to prepare for a worst-case scenario. They face a new challenge. The potentially life-saving maneuvers can also create lasting emotional effects. Tammy Leitner, NBC News, Miramar, Florida.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
This morning in our series School Matters, we take a look at something that's unfortunately become a normal part of life for so many students in this country: active shooter drills. Beverly Gardens Elementary School is right next to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That's in Riverside, Ohio. The school district began holding these drills shortly after the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting. Beverly Gardens is also one of a small number of schools nationwide that actively trains and arms some of its staff. Vladimir Duty of our streaming network, CBSN, is in Beverly Gardens Elementary School to show us what actually happens in an active shooter drill, what it looks like from inside the classroom. Vlad, good morning.
Good morning. here in this classroom, we're going to see in just a few moments what it's like to go through an active shooter drill. I'm in the 4th grade classroom of Miss Stephanie Thornton. In just a moment, she is going to take her class through this active shooter drill. It's something that sadly they've all become accustomed to. Many of these kids have been going through drills like this since kindergarten, but their parents have never actually seen one. The drill will begin when the principal, Christy Fields, makes an announcement, and I want to remind our audience again that this is only a drill. After the drill is finished, we're going to talk to the kids, we're going to talk to the parents and the staff.
Alert, alert. Boys and girls, this is a drill. Please lock and secure your classrooms at this time. We are pretending there is an intruder coming into the office. Please lock and secure your classrooms.
All right, boys and girls, we need to lock the door. Boys, I need you to carry this table. Make sure you have something in your hand to bring with you. All right, okay, smile. Hold on, girls, sorry. Put some chairs up there. Okay, quickly, quick. All right, make sure you have something in your hand to protect yourself. All right, let's go. Asher, that's good. All right, boys and girls, we've blocked the door. Now you should have something in your hands to defend you. There's no reason to be alarmed. I'm going to be right here to help protect you. Now we just need to sit quietly and wait for further direction. All right, I'm going to let the office know that we're all here and ready. All right.
Okay. So let's talk to some of the students about how this all makes them feel. Lila, you know that this is important. I know that your mom has spoken to you. Let me get in here real close to you. I know that your mom has spoken to you about why this is important. What did she tell you?
She told me that it's not, like, good that this will happen at all.
Yeah.
And that the staff is going to take care of it good.
Yeah. Who here is scared when they go through these drills? Elijah, why are you scared?
I'm scared because if something actually really happens, it could hurt me or any one of my friends.
Yeah. Samara, do you feel safe when you conduct these drills?
Yes, because if somebody were to actually come in here, we would be safe because we know everything to do.
So you feel a little better in doing them?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to talk to some of the parents. They're here. Many of them have never actually seen these drills happen. Arlene is here. Arlene, you've got several kids in the school district. Your son Gabriel is sitting right here. This is the first time you've ever seen this.
Yeah, as watching this, I felt very emotional, seeing what their reality is day to day. And but I also feel some reassurance knowing that the school is very prepared and they do the drills, and it really seemed like the kids knew exactly what to do.
Yeah. Lisa, we just spoke to your daughter, Lila. You are a teacher here. You conduct these drills. But watching Lila go through it, how does that make you feel?
It's very emotional.
I saw you crying a little as you were witnessing.
Just knowing that this is her reality, this is our nation's students' reality, and you know, that we have to have these discussions of why we're doing this.
And Lila understands why?
Now she does. She did not understand when you know, we began talking about it, and now she does understand the importance of it, the seriousness of it, and you know, we've talked about current events, and it's scary, but also being prepared is so important.
And all of these parents here have kids in the school district, including Jasmine, who has 6 kids. I want to talk to the superintendent, Chad Weans. Chad, come on over here, and I want to just get an understanding from you. These drills, you decided to implement them in the wake of Sandy Hook, that horror in Sandy Hook. Why?
Well, we decided to do this because the important thing is it's my responsibility as superintendent to keep my kids safe every single day, whether it's other people's children or my own children that attend our school district. And the big thing about these drills is we have to practice. If you don't practice, you don't develop that muscle memory. And then our students don't know how to react appropriately. If you saw the drill, it was fluid. Our students know how to react and they feel safe based on that drill.
There's another component to this, which I think our audience may not be aware of, which is this is one of the school districts that's chosen to arm staff and teachers. Why have you chosen to do that?
We decided to arm our staff because it's just an additional layer to school safety. We realize that the ALICE training is great, but it's not enough. Our first responders can get here between 3 to 5 minutes. In 3 minutes to 5 minutes, so many things could happen in a school, and I'm not willing to let that happen to my students.
There's been a lot of controversy about this across the country and in this school district. Some people will say, look, you do the drills, that's enough. Having guns in proximity of my child puts them at greater risk. How are the teachers and staff armed? They're not carrying weapons on them in the classroom.
Correct. So we have safes strategically placed throughout the building for those staff members that have access to firearms. And they go through extensive training. I think that's a misconception. It's not that we just allow staff to have firearms, but they go through extensive training in order to access the firearm and respond to an active shooter. Their job is to go to the shooter. They decided to do this as a volunteer, and they know that they're willing to risk their lives in order to protect our students here at Matter of the local schools.
Chad, thank you very much. So guys, the reason we wanted to show this to parents across the country is many parents know that their kids are now sadly participating in active shooter drills, just like the one we witnessed, but they've actually never seen it themselves. And so hopefully, I mean, what we were able to witness here is in less than 2 minutes, these kids went from doing their schoolwork to barricading that door and trying to protect themselves. So hopefully parents seeing this will be able to take some small comfort knowing that should the unthinkable happen, that their kids will at least be prepared. And guys, I just want to say one last thing before we wrap this up. This training is constantly evolving. And later this year, these kids will learn what to do should their teacher become incapacitated.
Boy,
Vlad,
thank you very much.
Unthinkable is the right word.
Unthinkable is right. And even though we all knew it was a drill, it was very unsettling to see these kids this little having to barricade themselves and grab weapons, which are pencils and books, to protect themselves. It's very disturbing to see.
There's something so unnatural about a fourth grader having to protect an entire classroom of students and put chairs and desks up against the wall and the door to barricade it.
Right. Those of us who had duck and cover drills, you got under the desk to see them cooperating to carry the desk. And I don't know about the parents at home who are watching this for the first time, but
no, it is very emotional. It was very interesting for all of us to sit and see how disturbing it was. Because I think when we were coming up, we had duck and cover, we had fire drills, but we never thought that we could actually be possibly killed or hurt. To me, we were going through the motions so we'd know what to do, but I never thought, even as a child, that I could possibly lose my life doing
Well, what I loved about what the superintendent said was that in this world we live in, this gives them control. There is a plan. There is something to do in this world of threats.
That's a really
The kids
good
were
point.
very articulate, too, in expressing that.
plan.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you, Vlad, and thank you to the
Very well
classroom as
done.
well, all the parents and teachers
well
and students.
Teachers are being seen as the last line of defense for students, and many schools require them to get special training now. It can be shockingly realistic. Adriana Diaz shows us as this evening we bring back the CBS News series, Eye on America.
In schools across America, the job description for teachers has changed. This is only a drill. He's holding a fake gun. Today, thousands of teachers are now required to participate in active shooter drills like this one.
I know it's a drill, but does it feel real?
It does, because you can't be with the mentality, it's just a training, nothing's gonna happen, because if not, you're not gonna put your effort in it.
I'm not teaching you something out of a textbook. I'm teaching you something I actually lived through.
Former Deputy Sheriff Eric Frost runs a company that conducts safety trainings for mass shootings. He says he's busier than ever.
An active shooter situation is scary generally, because in this scenario, you didn't fight back, and what happened? He was able to shoot you guys, and that's it. In a scenario where you fight back, you have a chance to go home at the end of the day. Hey, open the door! Open the door! I'm gonna shoot this kid!
Every month at Casa de Niños in Yuma, Arizona, after the students go home, the teachers go through active shooter trainings. But this is a preschool with kids as young as 1 year old. Since Columbine, 16% of school shootings took place where preschoolers and kindergarteners were present. This is Jessica Alcantara's 10th active shooter drill since August. She's been a teacher for 12 years. Years ago, when you started doing this, did you ever think you'd be locking kids down and taking precautions for a potential shooter?
No, because back in the days when I grew up, I was in school. That's the safest place ever. So, and then all this happening, it's like, am I really safe in school?
In the next drill, there's a twist. A student gunman.
No, stop! There's always that moment where, even though it's just a practice, it gets to you.
Each drill costs the school $1,000. A 2016 U.S. government accountability report found 2/3 of school districts across the country conduct active shooter drills.
Outside.
The training is required by Sabrina Seal, the preschool's owner.
Anna, come here, come on. I'm very protective, very, 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 very protective. And we wear so many hats. We're a nurse, we're a teacher, we're a mom. Super cool, I like it.
And now you're security.
And that is totally put us in a different element that we were not prepared for.
We came back the next morning. There are 4- and 5-year-olds in that classroom, and they don't know it yet, but at any moment there's going to be a lockdown drill where the teachers have to apply what they learned and keep these kids safe. But there won't be any guns, and the kids are told it's a game.
Miss Anna, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Over there, let's go. Okay, guys, it's over.
Why do you have to be so quiet?
Because a stranger might take you.
A stranger might take you?
We call it a stranger. We're not going to tell them, it can be, have a weapon and go to an extreme. We just put a name on it so they know.
You got down there nice and quiet, huh? When you were crouched down with the kids, what was going through your mind?
My mind was blank. It was just to keep them safe, keep them quiet.
Are we teaching them at such a young age to be scared?
It's not quite teaching them, we're just keeping them safe. Because I don't want them to be afraid. I'm not gonna lie. It can be, to the point that they question, like, why are we doing this? Or why do I need to be safe if this should be all safe? Okay, you guys did a fabulous job. Good job.
High five. You guys were very quiet. You won at hide and seek.
It is so jarring to see this, Adriana. How widespread have these drills become?
Well, Jeff, nearly 95% of public schools do some sort of lockdown drills, but about 2/3 do lockdown drills and drills catered specifically for active shooter situations.
You look at these kids, their eyes, as they look up and as they engage in these. What is it like being there when they're there?
It was eerie because one minute they're rambunctious 4- and 5-year-olds. The next, they're diving behind desks and they're so quiet you could hear a pin drop. So if somebody didn't know there was a drill going on in that room, they would walk in and not even know the kids were there because they've become that good at hiding.
They're grown up real fast. Adriana, thank you.
Hey, Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.